Good morning, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Level 1 broadcast. Being broadcast live from Mobius this morning. Welcome to the Level 1 podcast. Today is Saturday, the 16th of December, 2023. I welcome you all here to the show. A nice chill show today. We don't have nearly as many topics to cover today as we did yesterday. We're also on time today. No technical difficulties this morning, which is always a good thing. On the agenda for this morning, updates on Baldur's Gate 3 and Street Fighter 6, feedback on fighting games needed to determine my future in them for the next month or so, so we'll talk about that. Also today, I would like to do my year-end wrap-ups, both for PlayStation and Xbox. You guys are going to be able to guess what was the most played game I had on each console. We'll look at how many gamer points and trophies I achieved this year. It's going to be a cool little year-end thing that they do every year. They actually released it around the middle of this week, and I just haven't had a chance to get around to it yet, so kind of a fun thing to do on today's show. No real significant game news today. We kind of covered it all yesterday, so that's a good thing. So a more relaxed atmosphere today. And, ladies and gentlemen, yes, once again, I found another shirt. I'm not kidding. I know some people must be like, Jesus, this guy going to clothing stores every week and buying new clothes? The answer is no. This shirt that I'm wearing today, I found at the bottom of my pants drawer. I have a drawer, my bottom drawer of my my dresser, bureau, whatever you want to call it, is all pants. And that's where I have lounge pants, pajama pants, and other pants mixed in there that I wear during the fall and winter seasons. At the very bottom of the drawer, I find it. I'm like, this looks familiar, but I swear I remember I haven't really worn it much. It's a light sweater that I bought when I had that helicopter office job. At that time, I'd already told you this story, that at that time, there was like a holiday sale one year. And, you know, this was before I had any kind of crazy significant debt. So one year I went to like a department store. I want to say it was like JCPenney or Macy's. It was probably Macy's. And they had a big sale, and I probably spent like $300, $400. And I bought a whole wardrobe of clothes, including lounge pants and like sleepwear, like sweaters, button downs. Like I bought all this stuff, and I wore it when I had that office job, and then I never really wore it again. When I became a YouTuber, I got into wearing gaming shirts and stuff like that, and you guys saw for how many years on camera what I wore literally every day, right? So I have stuff like saved that I've had for like nearly 15 plus years that I've never worn in over a decade. And I'm looking around and I'm like, what is that? I look because I saw stripes, right? You know, I don't own any striped pants to my knowledge. So what could that be down there? And I'm looking at what the hell, and I pull it out. I'm like, it's a light sweater. It's perfect. It's exactly what I need for this season. It's warm, but it's not too heavy. It looks nice. It's freaking Tommy Hilfiger. Go figure. I have Tommy Hilfiger. You know, stuff I haven't worn in so long. It's, you know, you could say it wasn't my style, but you remember during the summer, I had a digital summer party. and I bought like a button-down Hawaiian-style shirt to wear during that party. And you guys loved it. You were like, wow, you actually look good in that shirt. You should wear those clothes more often because we're tired of how many years of you wearing gaming t-shirts. And I was like, all right, if you guys really want me to. So I went back to that discount store, and I bought a bunch more of those shirts, which I wore over the rest of the summer, and you guys absolutely loved it. So then when the fall was coming, you're like, well, do you have any kind of normal clothes? I was like, well, yeah, I have tons. All these clothes that I wear outside of my streams when I go out, and clothes from literally over 10, 15 years ago. My life before YouTube. But I saved it all. I told you guys over the years, I'm the kind of person, I will not throw out clothes and buy new ones until the old ones are completely worn out. I've had underwear that had multiple holes in them, socks that have holes in them. I had sneakers that water was seeping into the bottom before I bought a new pair of sneakers. That's just how I am. So these clothes look brand new because I barely wore them. I remember buying them probably, I would say probably 2008, 2009. And, I got laid off from my office job in late 2010. So if I had them for like a year and I only wore them on and off during the fall, winter of that 1 year or whatever, they've sat in a drawer or in storage for over a decade unused. So now I can finally use them, right? Swago Nito just said in the chat, I definitely prefer this over gaming shirts, to be honest. Seems more organic and relatable. Well, you got to remember when I started on YouTube, I was much younger, right? I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And people were looking for a relatable gamer guy at that point, right? Now I'm in my 40s. I'm older. People aren't looking for the hip kid on DSPGaming, right? I'm the opposite. I'm very different from all of the youngster streamers and YouTubers. My content is not the same. I'm not the same. So I guess I should roll with it, right? So anyway, I'm not saying I'm getting rid of all the gaming shirts, but certainly this wardrobe you guys seem to have liked more. And I just wanted to address it because people were probably going to be like, dude, he found another shirt? Like, what is this? Yeah, I literally found another one. I have 2 heavy sweaters that I have, but they're pretty heavy. They're meant for like more winter outdoorsy. Maybe I'll wear them once or twice during this season. It's about to be winter here, which we're going to hit our coldest temperatures within the next month or two. So we'll see if the weather permits and if it's that cold, if I could actually wear those. I like them. I've saved them over the years, but they're heavy stuff. So I don't know if I would wear them or not on streams. We'll have to see. But outside of that, you've seen all this different wardrobe that I have now, right? Pretty cool. Anyway, not that this should be a big focus, but just to address it before it becomes something. All right. So what I'd like to do, first of all, is I would like to talk about yesterday's streams, because really we need to talk about both, I feel. Although with the Street Fighter one, it's more pressing, because I want to determine what we're going to do in the future with fighting games. I'd like to get your opinions. But before we get to that, Baldur's Gate 3, Session 3. So now we're hitting 9 hours into the game, happened yesterday. And I would say I'm starting to get the hang of certain things. Right now, the thing that's the most challenging for me is understanding the lore and the universe and the way things work, because I've never done D&D stuff ever. I don't even understand these groups. Like, I'm serious. I don't know. I've never heard of tieflings before. Lazel, whatever I can't even remember what her race is called. Like, they look like orcs to me, but I guess they're not. So I'm trying to wrap my head around a whole new universe I'm being introduced to. I've never done anything D&D related before, and it is tricky to try to understand everything, because I'm like, oh, look, the demon people, and people are like, no, they're not demons, they're half devil spawn or something, and I'm like, huh? Like, what? Oh, I'll take your word for it, I guess. And then as I'm leveling up, I'm getting all these new spells and abilities, and I absolutely need input on that stuff. I mean, no exaggeration, I hit, I think, level 3 or 4 with my characters yesterday, and they're like, oh, level 2 spells are now available. Here's 12 of them, pick. I'm like, 12? Usually in any game, you get like 1 or 2 choices. It's like choice between 12 different customization options. How on earth am I supposed to know, what's good here? So you guys are helping me tremendously. I just want to let you know, again, I've said this before, the reason I think this playthrough is enjoyable, to me and you, is because of the interaction. If I were playing this game for myself, it wouldn't be that good, or I probably wouldn't like it. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to sit down and study to play a video game. I play a video game to kind of relax and immerse myself in a fantasy world, but one that's easy to jump into, right? I don't want to have to do hours of research or prerequisite knowledge of anything. I just want to play it. But you guys are here and you're explaining these missing gaps to me and allowing me to understand things, giving me recommendations for new spells and stuff is tremendous. It helps a lot. So I want to say thank you for that. I think that's why I'm having the fun that I'm having so far with the game. If I was just sitting here offline playing, I probably would hate this game. Or if there was no stream, if it was just me doing on-demand videos of it, I probably wouldn't like this game. Just being honest. Okay? Now, truth is, alright, Stream 3, pretty much exactly as I was expecting is happening. Let me give you some perspective here. And let me, just so you know, this is not the end of the world, nor is it a harsh criticism of the game at all. Stream 1. We had over 1,000 viewers the entire stream, right? High engagement, high support. Crazy support. But that was kind of to be expected. Stream 2, which was a few days ago. We had around 600 to 700 viewers for the whole stream. Great engagement. Good support. Yesterday, we're down to 400 viewers on this stream now. But still great engagement and still good support. Okay? I'm the kind of guy, I don't care about viewership. I want to reiterate this, okay? I don't care about views on the stream. I don't care about views on the on-demand videos. All I care about is if I'm having a good time, you're having a good time. Because of that, we're having the good engagement. And yes, because of that, support comes with it so that I can maintain a business. That's what I care about, okay? So even if this went down to 100 viewers per stream, I still wouldn't care as long as we still have the level of engagement and some support like we've been getting. I'm happy. All right, and I want to make that abundantly clear. But within 3 streams, 9 hours, we're already seeing this trend with this game. And this is what I was afraid was going to happen, and here's why. Currently, I'm playing games like RoboCop, Like a Dragon Gaiden, Street Fighter 6, which we'll talk about in a moment, Modern Warfare 3. These are the other games in my rotation, okay? A lot of these games are kind of hit or miss. There's a day sometimes when I play RoboCop and it goes well, and there's other days when it's kind of slow. You know, not a lot of people are coming by. Don't know why. Same game, still fun, but, you know. Like a Dragon Gaiden is meant to be a late night chill stream. I don't expect much out of that game. That's supposed to be the game that I know will not do great performance, but it's more for us to just have a relaxing social atmosphere rather than focus on a game that's performing well. That's the one that's allowed to kind of not be great. It's not a big deal. Street Fighter 6 also hit or miss. Some nights we have tremendously great nights, and other nights not so much. We've been having a lot of issues with the game recently, hitting master rank and having the connections be terrible. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Modern Warfare 3 also started off very strong when I played it back in November when it came out, and then over the course of November it went like this, where people cared less and less, stopped showing up, stopped engaging, stopped supporting, and then I started playing Warzone, and that lasted 2 streams, and the second stream I got a 3rd place placement, and immediately people were like, okay, we're bored of this already, go back to multiplayer. I was like, really? So with Modern Warfare 3 we have some flexibility. We can do Warzone, we could do multiplayer, we could do whatever people want on demand, which is great. But it's also kind of all over the place. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So you see, what the point I'm making here is when you look at all the other games I'm playing, there's really nothing there that's mainly consistently performing well. It's not like we're in the midst of 5 big game playthroughs, out of which 4 are amazing games that are hot new releases and everyone cares about. It's kind of like, everything might perform, might not perform. People might show up, they might not show up. And there's nothing that can really be done about that. We're at the end of the year. When you're at the end of the year, there's nothing really major coming out. So this is kind of what happens, okay? And so, with Baldur's Gate 3, ultimately what happens is this now is the game on which a lot is hinging. This is the game that's supposed to be the staple playthrough. And quite frankly, that's the feedback I've received from you, is that you want Baldur's Gate 3 to be my most played game right now. People who love this game are saying we want at least 3 streams a week. If you can do more than that, great. But 3 streams a week, please. We want that much of it. We want that progress. If you don't immerse yourself in the world that much, basically it's not worth it, and we're not going to get out of it what we want. I've already got 2 different people who over the first few days of me playing the game said, we like the playthrough, but we're not patient. We don't want to wait. Thanks for the playthrough. And they even tipped, but then they said, goodbye, we're not going to stick around. I get that, but that's the kind of streamer I am. I'm a variety guy. That's why I succeed. That's why I have over 600 members, despite the fact I don't usually have 600 viewers on a stream. This is why I have a successful business, because I spread myself out so that way I get different viewerships for different games, right? People who are here for the podcast right now may or may not stick around for RoboCop. People who are here for RoboCop may or may not be here for the Like a Dragon stream tonight. maybe those people will or won't be there for my React show tomorrow, and maybe a whole new audience comes in for Modern Warfare 3 on Sunday night. And that's the point I'm making. And it works. Okay? That formula absolutely works. It's been proven to work. So anyway, I'm a little concerned. Why? Because of this curve that I'm seeing with Baldur's Gate 3. Now, what I'm hoping is that it's not going to continue to do this. It's going to finally plateau. And as long as it plateaus, and we get a consistent group that comes by every time I play Baldur's Gate 3, and they're here to engage and support and have a good time with me, I'm fine. I don't care. I'm happy then. That's all I ask. So let's hope that it plateaus. Let's hope that it wasn't, oh, the hype of him playing Game of the Year after not playing it for so long. Okay, he's continuing to play the game and learn. It's not that interesting anymore. Oh, now he's just playing an RPG. No one cares. And then it goes down here. Then, you know, because this happened before. That's exactly what happened with Divinity Original Sin 2. At first, people were excited. And then over the course of 20 hours, 30 hours into the game, they stopped caring. And by 40, 50 hours, they didn't even want to see it anymore. And this is apparently a 100-plus hour game. So, I'm enjoying, I'm learning. All right, I am. And I feel like, again, if we can keep that momentum going, please show up for the streams. Please engage with me. That is the key to enjoyment right now, is us having that good time together, you helping me with the lore, helping me understand new gameplay mechanics. Like yesterday, here, let's listen to this. There's a gameplay mechanic where you could talk to dead people. So someone dies, but you could talk to them and try to find out what was going on before they were dead. So I do it once, and it won't let me do it again. Okay, I wonder why it won't let me do it again. It's weird. So someone says you can do it again, but because you're playing on console, you have to go to your actions wheel, open up another menu that says set actions, and you have to set a separate action, not talk to the dead, but recast talk to the dead. And you have to put that as a new action on your wheel, and then your main character can recast the spell. You can't just cast it from the same icon. You have to make a second action icon on your radio in order to do this. And as I'm doing this, people watching the stream genuinely are like, I've played this game 3 times and didn't know that. I thought you literally could only cast a spell once and then you had to rest. So you see, like, people are teaching me things during the game. That's critical. That's important stuff to know that a lot of people probably don't even know, because the game doesn't explain shit. I'm sorry if a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This game is just like Dark Souls. It's its own isolated universe, and it doesn't try to teach you shit. Even though there's little tutorials, the tutorials are not sufficient to truly understand anything. You need to play it for yourself, and you need to study or read a guide or watch someone else play to learn the intricacies of the engine. That's just how it is, and that's okay. This is not me harshly criticizing the game in any way. I'm just saying that's the kind of game it is. Once you learn those intricacies, now the game's probably super fun. But you need to know them. If you don't know them, you're missing out on a lot of shit. And that's kind of the thing. And I know for some people, you know, that's not their forte or whatever. Oh, Phil's hand is being held. Well, do you know what kind of game I'm playing? You know, this is not a fucking action platformer where someone's telling me, oh, the hidden coin is behind that bush, go grab it, before I even look for it. This is a game where you need help to have a good time with it if it's your first time playthrough, honestly, or else you're having a rough time and it's just not that fun. It's frustrating. I'm an interactive streamer as well as a gamer. It's my hobby and my job. It's my job to put out entertaining content. Me struggling with this game because it doesn't explain most of the stuff in it would not be entertaining content. It would just be frustrating for everyone. You want to see me play, enjoy, and fully get this game, right? So do I. So thank you. Please show up. Please engage. That's how this is going to work, okay? So I hope it continues. I'm playing it again on Monday. I'm playing it again on Wednesday, okay? I hope people will continue to show up, engage, and support with these streams. And if they do, I have no problem keeping this in the rotation as the most played game. I will play it more than any other game in the rotation as long as it maintains that. However, I am worried about that it's going to become another Divinity 2, where after, 4, 5, 6 streams, all of a sudden, no one's showing up and everyone, already. And again, I don't care about the views, but all you got to do is look at the views of the videos on YouTube. The first batch, all right, within 24 hours had over 1,000 views, and up to now they have 5,000 plus views, like really good viewership. The second batch did okay, had around 1,000 views. This next batch barely has hit 300 views per video in almost 24 hours. So already the interest is gone. You saw the intro, okay, that's it. Well, it's a 100-hour game. It's not a 6-hour intro game. It's a 100-hour game. It's an insane commitment. I hope people are going to commit to stick around and help me out with this playthrough because I want to play this game. Okay? Also, keep in mind, the more I play it by the end of the year, I can more properly rank this game in my Game of the Year awards, which are coming up. They're coming up probably first week of January. So I have arguably 2 to 3 more weeks to play this game before I do my year-end series. So I need to get as far as I can before then. Okay? There you go. All right. So that's what's going on with Baldur's Gate 3. Let's talk about Street Fighter 6. Last night was Friday Night Fights. And it was the make or break stream for Street Fighter 6 because I had such a very unhappy, unfun, messed up time playing this game Monday night when I hit Master Rank with Dalsim that I didn't even know if I ever wanted to play it again. Capcom really screwed this up because what they did is they created an upper echelon called Master Rank. And to hit it, all you need to do is continuously play this game. Literally, that's all you need to do. You don't have to be good. You don't even have to have a winning record. All you have to do is grind away. Now, with every single character that I've played in this game and hit Master, I have a winning record. I think with Blanca, it's like 50 to 60%. Every other character is around like high 50 to 60%. So every character I've done good with, that's why I'm in Master. But a lot of people have grinded away at Street Fighter 6 for 6 months and hit Master even though they suck. And what's happened is they've brought their terrible internet connections, their awful online gameplay, their abusive online spam, their abuse of fucking just mashing buttons, rush down, smashing drive impact, all that crap that should be left in the lower echelons of the game. You should never have to face that at a high level, has now made it into the high level. And what's happened is this upper tier that used to be, oh, every time you go to Master, you play somebody good, has become, you have to fight through hordes of scrubs with bad internet connections in order to get to anybody good. Perfect example, the first time I hit Master on Xbox, I started facing pro players who I recognized, right? Bucktooth and stuff. I was like, oh, I recognize these players. Cool. I'm seeing people from back in the day. This is really neat. And then everyone else, as I started to hit Master, I'm like, no, not anymore. And now hitting Master with Dalsim, it's as if I'm playing 4 or 5 months ago, grinding it out against online laggy scrubs. It's terrible. It's not a good experience whatsoever. In fact, it's the opposite. So how could this be the upper echelon of the game? And the worst part is you're stuck there grinding against idiots. It really is. I know people say, oh, he's insulting these players. Yes, I am. Because these are people who did not make any effort to learn the game. They don't understand the gameplay mechanics. What they did is they found one abusive online pattern. They have terrible internet, and they abuse the terrible internet to get stupid wins. But the point is, most of them are not highly ranked. They're way bottom. Why? Because you can't just win like that. So they just scrub it out and they ruin the game. They basically infest the player pool with a bunch of worthless matches that are not fun to play because they lag so bad. And this has been happening nonstop now for the last week that I've played in Master with Dalsim. So last night, I played again and I said we give it a last hurrah. And I am here pleased to say, even though that was my experience for most of the night, I barely fought a single person who really understood how to play the game. I won way more than I lost, and I gained many of my Master ranking points back, okay? Problem is, the way that this game's set up, it's a grind. It's going to take me multiple streams to even get back to 1,500 ranking points, which is the base where you start at Master. And then, hopefully, I keep getting decent matches where I can win sets, and I can keep climbing. But that's the problem. At any moment, you could go on a bad streak where you fight 5 people in a row that are laggy assholes, and they fucking take all your points, and there's nothing you can do. There'd be a difference if I were playing a top-tier character where because of lag, the game's messed up, but I could just mash it out and still win. You cannot mash it out with Dalsim. He is one of the hardest characters in the game to play with. You need to have accuracy, timing, and 0 dropped inputs, and I am getting a lot. In the middle of a combo, 2 medium kicks. First medium kick's correct, second medium kick's the wrong direction. Even though I've never released my joystick, it gives me the wrong directional move. What the fuck? So, if I'm going to enjoy Dalsim, I need the game to get better. Right now, it's shit. It really is. At this level, it's shit. It's like playing awful gameplay, the same of which I faced when the game came out. You know, these scrubs, mashing and lag, and it's stupid that this is at the highest level now. So, but the good news is, I did make progress, okay? So it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't like a terrible stream. So over the course of last night's stream, I asked the question to the audience. Do you think I should still continue to play Street Fighter 6? Should we, you know, maybe I could stick with Dalsim. Maybe every once in a while alternate back to, say, like Blanca or Lily or something. Or should we drop Street Fighter 6 for now? And should we set up Fightcade on my mini PC? And should we try retro games for the next month? Because by late January, Tekken 8 is coming out. And I know people are going to want Tekken 8. And that's going to be my focus. Once Tekken 8 comes out, that will be my focus for weeks. I'll probably play the campaign, trying characters online, all that, with a new fighting game. I don't know how long it'll stick around. Hopefully longer than Mortal Kombat 1, because that game was dog shit. I mean, I couldn't believe how laggy that shit was. But hopefully, Tekken 8 will be better, and we'll have some longevity, and we'll have another fighting game in the mix that's a modern one that's fun, right? So, we have the two options. Keep going with Street Fighter 6 for the next month, or switch to Fightcade. Now, of course, people have been asking me for Fightcade, no exaggeration, for 5 years. What is Fightcade, if you don't know? Fightcade is an online emulation suite built for PC, where basically it uses GGPO rollback netcode. Don't even get me started on that. But it uses GGPO rollback netcode in order to create an online environment for non-online games. So, for example, these are the emulated arcade versions of some of the classic Street Fighter arcade favorites. The entire Street Fighter Alpha series. Most of the Versus series of games, like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the game that I'm the best at, right? Not overall in the world, but the game that I'm best at as a fighting game. That's what I meant to say. I'm not saying I'm better than everyone else in the world. Fuck no. Especially now. Now I'm probably like ultra rusty at it. And others as well, like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Capcom vs. SNK 2. Like, all these games are apparently available to be played on Fightcade with an online connection. But from what I've heard, now, of course, now that I'm seriously considering it because I have a mini PC, now all of a sudden the truth comes out, right? Because for 5 years, everyone yelled at me. You need to play Fightcade. You need to play Fightcade. Well, I don't have the means to do it. I'm going to keep playing the shitty console versions of these retro games. Now I have the means to do it, and now all of a sudden, oh, well, did you know that on Fightcade, people can endlessly DM you and spam you with messages, and there's nothing you can do about it? Oh, did you know on Fightcade, there's a non-disableable chat that's on your screen at all times? Oh, did you know that on Fightcade, it's basically just a bunch of constant tryhards and people using macros and cheating, and they're all top players, and there's no one on there who's really a scrub that you can learn. It's just a bunch of people who fucking play each other 24/7, so unless you're top level, there's no reason I'm ever playing it. And I hear all this stuff, and I'm like, you realize this is what I told you guys years ago. When people first suggested Fightcade to me, I said all of this. And everyone ignored me and said, oh, it's just excuses. He doesn't want to play Fightcade. He wants to scrub it out on console and play people who aren't good. No, it's because I knew all of this already. I literally said every one of those points previously, and everyone ignored me and made excuses. Oh, well, Phil just doesn't want to play it and this and that. No, it's because I know that's how it is. Back in the day, when I was getting, well, not when I was getting prominence for Super Turbo, but when YouTube was starting up, okay? And everyone was getting excited to post up match videos and things on YouTube. Do you remember Dom Dai? Dom Dai came up on Fightcade. Like, he was sitting there on Fightcade every day playing Super Turbo. He learned a ton of strategies and stuff on Fightcade. And then he applied that to in-person tournaments, and he became one of the best Super Turbo players in the United States because of that. So, I knew this from the get-go. This is a try-hard community. They will try as hard as they can to win every single match. Every person will know infinite combos. Every person will know broken strategies. Just trying to play it is probably going to be like getting spanked around for a long time until I get my bearings back in a lot of these games. I doubt I'll even win a single match. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is over there, and I knew that. So, the truth is, I don't know how it would go. If there really is all these methods to troll, of course people are saying, well, there are ways around. With the chat, yes, it's true, the chat's open, you can't stop it, but you can just scroll the chat to the top and it never moves, and then you don't have to see it. With DMs, you can just set yourself to busy. And now, sadly, no one can invite you to matches, but you'll be able to directly invite others to matches, and they can accept. So as long as they accept your match, you can play others. It seems to me Fightcade would work, but it would, let me put it this way, it would be a lot less seamless as playing Street Fighter 6 online. Street Fighter 6, you go right into matchmaking, finds a match, accept, you're good. With Fightcade, it's going to be like, okay, I want to play a match. Well, who's online? Oh, man, there's only 5 people online right now for this game. All right, I'm going to send a manual invite to this person. Well, there's no response. So I don't know if they're there or not. Let me try to send a manual invite to this person. Well, they declined. Okay, let me send a manual invite to this person. Well, there's no response. Let me send a manual invite. And after 10 minutes, finally someone accepts you can play a game at Fightcade. That's what it seems like it's going to be. This is not going to have an insanely huge player base. This is not going to have the smooth, you know, matchmaking experience that you get with a modern fighting game on a console or anything like that. It's not built for that, right? So it could be a totally different experience. And sadly, I don't have a good PC setup or anything. Like, I have a keyboard and mouse. I would have to find a way to extend the length of those over here across my entire office. Maybe the mouse could fit on this table here if I rearrange it a little bit. The keyboard, I got nowhere for it. I have no room here. I got my microphone. I already got my laptop and all my shit here. There's no room for a keyboard. So I'd have to have it on my lap, and I guess put it down when I'm going to play, and then swap to the joystick. Like, no matter what, it's going to be messy. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you, this is going to be totally, totally different than previous playing fighting games. You know, this is not console fighting games where everything's set up, you just match, you're done. If it ended up being something that you guys really liked and we had a good time with it, then maybe I would say, okay, I'll go buy a wireless mouse and keyboard to work with the mini PC, and then we could have it set up so it's a little bit more seamless there. You know, there's solutions. It's just that I don't have a million pieces of equipment sitting around to do it right now and make it more feasible. But it's a possibility. And quite frankly, I think it's something eventually I'm going to try anyway. Like, I don't want to give up on retro fighting games because there's no good console versions. I want to play Super Turbo. It's my favorite fighting game of all time. And I've now had a 6-month hiatus from it, right? We haven't touched it in how many months? It would be great to go back to it in 2024, maybe bring it back to the rotation. Or even the class. Like I said, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, I was ranked worldwide top 10 in Marvel vs. Capcom 1, that final tournament that was ever held at B5, was the last major tournament with international people invited, and I was in the top 10 for the game. I was that good at it, you know? Now, I haven't played it in ages, so I probably suck at it now, but it would be great to go back, the nostalgic vibes, to go back and play a game like that, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's see how it goes, all right? And I need your input. Basically, like, Monday night is when I'm going to play Street Fighter again. And there's only one more stream of Street Fighter this week, Monday night. Do we play more Street Fighter 6, which I'm totally okay with if you want to give it another go. I actually had a positive stream last night where I won more than I lost, and we got a lot of points back with Dalsim. So if that's what people want, I'm okay with that. Or do you want me to try Fightcade? But if I do, I'm forewarning everyone. This is not going to be smooth. It's going to be a lot of issues. We're going to have to set up ways to stop trolling. We might not get many matches. It's going to be wonky trying to adjust and juggle keyboard and mouse and all of that. You know, the way I see it, it's kind of a mixed bag. It could work, but it could also be a pain. Also, I have to figure out when I can set it up. You guys know how much time I already spend in this office all day. You know, I'm in here 10:30 in the morning with a break for dinner, but then I'm in here till like 10:30, 11 at night. I don't have extra hours to sit in here and set shit up, so I have to like make room in my schedule at some point over the weekend to try to get Fightcade working. So, I really don't know. Right now, the chat is split. Some people are saying keep Street Fighter, and others are saying try Fightcade. Last night, it was literally exactly the same feedback that I received. It was like 50-50. 50% of the people really like Street Fighter 6 and want to see it continue. They've liked the journey I've had. So they said it's just one more month until Tekken, just stick with it. And others are like, no, let's try something new and fresh. Let's try Fightcade. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm thinking about it, and I'm gonna continue to take all of your feedback over the next couple of days, and we'll think about it, all right? And go from there. Maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should make it so that I actually have a set time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather than saying, oh, on this stream we're playing it, it should be, this is the setup stream, where we sit there and that night we set up Fightcade. I install it, I get all the ROMs and shit set up, and we set it, and so that way if there's trolling, we can laugh at it because it doesn't kill playtime, because it wasn't intended to be playtime. It was intended to be a setup stream, right? We could do something like that. I guess we'll see. Let me think about it. Please keep giving me your feedback, and I'll determine what we want to do. I think that eventually it's going to happen regardless, just a matter of when, right? It's kind of a matter of ease of use too, and do I want to screw up the schedule right now? We'll see. But I think maybe a setup stream is in order. That way it's not like, oh, we were supposed to be playing Street Fighter all night, and instead you got 2 matches because your Fightcade didn't work, right? Right. We'll talk about it. So thank you. Please give me your again. Wow, look at this. Four people say Fightcade, but then you got Joe Aloft, you got Jade, Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 6. So it's a mix. Everyone's on a different opinion on this. You know. I'm also curious what's gonna happen when Tekken 8 comes out, because obviously I want to play Tekken 8 when it comes out, but would there be more of an argument for me to get better at Tekken 8 and focus more on Tekken 8, or to keep going back to Street Fighter 6? I'm very interested to see what happens there. Anyway, okay. So thank you for your feedback. Let's see what happens. Let's talk about the schedule for the rest of the week. So today, a very different day. Today, it's going to be RoboCop Rogue City continuing on my first stream, which should be fun. As you know, this game's been great. A shockingly good game from a studio I've never even heard of, but apparently has made other games before that were just kind of meh. This is one of their most applauded games, apparently, and I think it's worth it. It's good. Besides the character models that look like shit, the game's story is interesting. The amount of questing in the areas is awesome. Again, it plays like Deus Ex, but with more guns. So I like it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to more today. It's kind of turned into a late night, it's like a late night chill stream, but it's not late night. I play it as a daytime stream, right? Like, it is kind of relaxing, going around doing the quests and exploring. We do get a lot of conversation and interaction when I play this game. So I've definitely enjoyed it. Let's see how it goes today. Right now we're 11 hours in, and people are saying it's roughly 20 hours long. So we're getting there. You know, after today, we might be around 2/3 or even 3/4 into the game. And I don't know how much longer we have, but I'm enjoying the game a lot. So I hope that you will stick around and hang out with me. It should be a good time. Tonight on the late stream, it really is the late night chill stream tonight. 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, Like a Dragon Gaiden. This game has been the ultimate late night chill stream. Most of this game is side content. Whether it's running around Sotenbori doing all these random missions for bystanders that you meet in the streets, beating up thugs that you randomly encounter, going to the Coliseum and teaming up with all these people you've recruited and doing these giant group fights. Whatever it is, it's chaotic, it's wild, it's fun, and it also allows for us, again, to have a lot of interaction because it basically is a bunch of variety of side content. There is story, but the story is kind of very short, and so we'll do like an hour of story, and then 4 hours, 5 hours of side content, and then another hour of story, and then 4 hours, 5 hours of side content, right? So it's been great, and I hope that you guys will come back tonight. If you want to hang out with me, it's a very good stream to do that. Tomorrow is my React day, so it's DSP versus the Internet, my Clips React show over on my sister channel, DSP React. If you are a member over there, it is your last chance to submit clips, because by the end of today's late stream, that's when I make the playlist. So you must submit your clips for tomorrow's show by the end of my streams today here on DSP Gaming, okay? That'll be fun. A lot of holiday-themed stuff, I'm sure, as we have 2 more shows before Christmas. So more holiday-themed fun on the React show. And then tomorrow night on the late stream, it will be Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. We're going dual Renettis Akimbo again. The dual Renetti Akimbo build is insanely broken in this game. I had the best night ever in Modern Warfare 3 back on Wednesday. I had over 40 kills one match. I was racking up the kill streaks, the score streaks. We were doing multiple juggernauts. I had a chopper gunner. It was wildly insane. So we're going to do that Sunday night again. And then Monday, more Baldur's Gate 3 and either Street Fighter 6 or Fightcade. Tuesday, more RoboCop and Like a Dragon. And then Wednesday, more Baldur's Gate 3 and Undetermined. Maybe it'll be more Modern Warfare. Okay? Now, before we continue, I'm not kidding. All of a sudden, I have to use the bathroom. It hit me out of nowhere. I don't know why. If you can give me like 2 minutes, I'm going to run next door, use it, and come right back. I know this kind of sucks. I'm just going to put up the little artwork, and I'll literally be right back. Okay? Okay. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. You know, you ever seen that commercial from back in the day? I can't remember. I was trying to think about what is it. There was a commercial for some kind of a medicine. And the commercial, it went, gotta go right now, gotta go right now. And it was people like going, oh, and then running for the bathroom. Like, literally, that's what just happened. I was like, I don't know what happened. I had my usual breakfast. It was just a coffee and a bagel. I don't know why, but sometimes it happens. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. But now I should be good for the rest of the show. Sorry about the interruption. Usually that never happens. And I was like, well, let's just do it now. Rather than me sitting here insanely uncomfortable, looking sick for the rest of the podcast, let's take care of this, right? People are saying it was for Pepto-Bismol, was it? Okay. Anyway, so getting back on track, that's the schedule for the rest of the week. Now, keep in mind the week after, so not this week coming up, but next week is the holiday week. On Friday the 22nd, it's a normal streaming day, Baldur's Gate 3, and Friday Night Fights, but I don't know what the fights will be. We'll see. Saturday, it is my Christmas marathon. So Saturday, December 23rd, all day long, I'll be in festive holiday attire. I'll be drinking probably some eggnog, maybe some other things. I'm going to see what they actually have at the liquor store this week. Plus, just listen to what a stacked schedule we have for that day. Are you ready? Gaming schedule update. We're going to go through the gaming calendar, look at all the games coming out in the next 3 to 4 months, and mark off all the ones on my calendar that I'm absolutely going to play so you know what to expect from me in the next several months here on DSP Gaming. A fun tier maker where we're going to rank holiday specials and movies. So some of your favorite holiday movies and specials of all time, we're going to rank them against each other for some festive fun there. Games. Channel members are currently selecting a game that will be played during the event, and everyone else also is selecting a game. So we're probably going to have 2 games played during the course of this marathon. If you're a channel member, go to the main page of DSP Gaming, go to the members tab, and you'll find the thread right there to nominate. That's going to run for about another week, and then whatever's the most nominated game will be played by default, okay? So I'll probably check around the end of this week to see what games have been most nominated. But if you're a standard viewer, not a member, you also get to nominate games, and that's an open nominations. If you type !Christmas into the chat, the link will pop up. Nominate a game, and what I'm going to do is by the end of this week, probably I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday, I will tally up the results, and I will count up the nominations. The most nominated games will hit a quick poll, probably like 3 to 5 games, and you guys will vote, and whatever the top game is will also be played during the Christmas Marathon event. So, schedule update, holiday tier maker, 2 games, plus I'm ordering food for a festive Feasting with Phil episode, and I bought a traditional holiday dessert that I've never had before that we will also be trying at the very end of the show. So all day on Saturday the 23rd, we're going to have fun here on the channel. It's going to be good variety of stuff, just hanging out, having a good time, holiday vibes all around, changing my wardrobe around to look silly all day. It's going to be a good one. I hope you guys will join me for that here on DSP Gaming that day. It should be great, okay? Then on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, I will have a stream. It's going to be a podcast and then DSP versus the internet on my Reacts channel, DSP Reacts, and that's it. There's not going to actually be any formal gaming that day. There's no night stream that day because I'm going to be spending time with my wife. And then Christmas Day, I'm also off from streaming so I can spend time with my family. But I'll be back Tuesday and Wednesday of that week for 2 full streaming days, okay? Then it's a break day on Thursday and then back to normal that Friday and a normal week after that, okay? So there you go. Now, oh, my nose itches. If you guys like my content, please consider supporting it. This is how I make my living. Literally down here, the support on streams is how I make a living. There's no sponsorships around here, no partnerships, no giant advertisements running around my border, no referral links, no paid product placements. So please consider contributing today. If you like the channel, become a member or gift memberships. 'Tis the season. A lot of people would appreciate that. My goals for today is to hit 650 members. We had that. We were at that yesterday. And then sadly, we had like 30 to 40 members expire. A member bomb from last month expired, and we lost a ton of members. So please consider becoming a member today. That would be very helpful. Also, my goal is to raise $50 in tips on every stream that I do. That's the Tier 1 Tips goal. So please consider tipping. And remember, we have tiered rewards for tips at $50, $100, and $150 raised on any stream respectively. you know, glasses, silly hats, vests, and all and the like. It would be great to hit some of those today as well. Okay? All right. So before we get to shoutouts, of which we have a few to do today, I would like to do my year-end reviews. All right? And so, my year-end reviews for this year. First of all, would you guys like to start with Xbox or PlayStation? Because we have both, okay? What do you think? Xbox or PlayStation? Which would you guys prefer to start with? Either one has a lot of information here to go through. Toasty says Xbox, Fed says PlayStation, Crackerjack says PlayStation, 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 PlayStation. All right, we'll start with PlayStation. So, my PlayStation stats. In 2023, I played 13 different PlayStation 5 games. The first game that I played in 2023 on PS5 was God of War Ragnarok, which is not surprising. That was a game that came out at the end of last year, and I played all the way through December into January, and I finished it up in early January, if you remember. So that makes perfect sense, that actually was the first game of the year that I played. All right, so I'm just going to let you guys guess. What do you guys think was my most played game on PlayStation 5 in the year of 2023? I'm going to give people a couple seconds here to choose. What do you think was the highest played game, the one I played the most hours of in 2023? Fed Rogers says SF6. Meatball Man says SF6. SF6. Final Fantasy 16 says Joe Aloft. SF6, XF6, SF6, 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 Halo, God of War, Baldur's Gate 3, SF6. All right. Fifth most played game of the year was Final Fantasy 5. Remember, I did a retro throwback playthrough of that because the Pixel Collection, Pixel Remaster Collection came out on PlayStation 5 this year. And I opted to play the one that I had never played for you guys before. I've already played 4. I've already played 6. I never played the originals. But of the modern SNES trilogy, I say modern, but you know, the SNES trilogy, I never played 5. You guys voted for 5. So we had played 5. So Final Fantasy 5 was the 5th most played game on PS5. Number 4, Resident Evil 4, which would count as Resident Evil 4 Remake. That was the 4th most played game. Not surprising. How long was that game? Like 25 hours long or something like that? So I would say that certainly makes sense. The 3rd most played game on PS5 in 2023, Elden Ring. Not surprising. Very lengthy game. As you know, we went heavily into it. I think we played like 30-some hours of it. Did we not? How long was the Elden Ring playthrough? Does anyone even remember when we stopped? 37 hours. No, 39 hours. We were 39 hours in when I finally fought the Lich Dragon. And we nuked him. Do you remember? We nuked his ass with magic. Which was pretty fun. I couldn't believe the magic was so powerful that you could nuke him like that. But, oh, he was nukable. And then we put it on hold. And we haven't played it since. And that was May. So it's been a while since we played Elden Ring. May is when we put the playthrough on hold to play new games. So there you go. And that was number 3, 40 hours. Okay? Number 2, Final Fantasy 16. That's also not surprising. It was a lengthy game. What was funny about Final Fantasy 16 was I started out playing it because you guys demanded it. You guys were like, no, it's a mainstream Final Fantasy game. You must play it. Okay. I started playing it. People were like, stop playing this game. People actually gave me a hard time for continuing to play that game. Even though I told you guys I'd played so much, I wanted to see it to the end. You guys were very upset with me for continuing on with Final Fantasy 16 and finishing it, but we did it. And that one I want to say was like, it had to have been over 40 hours because Elden Ring was 39. So it had to have been an over 40-hour playthrough, okay? And then very, very, very resoundingly in the number 1 spot, Street Fighter 6. As of when I did this the other day, it was 112 hours played. But since then, I've also played 2 or 3 more streams of it. So probably now it's probably like 116 hours played or something like that. All right. It's funny how it adds up, right? Like, you don't realize it, but like, damn. Wow. I mean, like, in terms of any playthrough. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 is my most played game this year. You know that, right? Like, I've played more Street Fighter 6 than any other game in 2023. Because now, this is just PlayStation. Now we're going to go over to Xbox, right? All right, continuing on. Delete this. I spent 86.65% of my playtime playing only 9 games, and I played overall 337 hours on my PS5 in 2023. That's a lot. Now, keep in mind that's going up because we're playing Baldur's Gate, we're playing Street Fighter 6, but when this was done a few days ago, 337 hours was played on my PS5 in 2023. That's a ton, right? I earned 162 trophies over the course of the year. I earned 121 bronze trophies. I earned 32 silver trophies, 9 gold trophies, and 0 platinum trophies. 0. So, if that means anything, I don't know. And I increased by 1 trophy level. I was at 426, and I increased to level 427. I have no idea what that means. I guess they have cumulative trophy levels on PlayStation, but I don't know what that means. And then 2 more stats. Just listen to this. This makes no sense to me at all. Your social style was determined to be squad hero. You put in 91 hours with your squad. What? What games did I play that I played 91 hours of squad multiplayer on PlayStation 5? Can you think of a single one? Remember, I played all of the multiplayer games on Xbox. Why does this say that I've played 91 hours of squad multiplayer? And it can't even be the same game because we just looked at the hour stats. So it doesn't make any sense. I think this is a glitch. I think this is some kind of a weird stats glitch that doesn't make any sense because I didn't play any multiplayer, right? I'm pretty confident I didn't. And the last stat for PlayStation. I earned 7 digital collectibles and earned 2,246 points in the PlayStation Stars program. And you might say, what the hell is that? Because it's a good question. PlayStation Stars is a program that they started using like a year or 2 ago. They wanted to compete with Game Pass and Game Pass points because Microsoft has their own points program where if you play a Game Pass game, you earn points. Okay? In that program, you can use those points to buy Xbox Live credits. You can use it to buy Xbox Premium memberships like Game Pass or other promotions and things. So Sony started this, I think it was last year, and I signed up for it. Unbeknownst to me, it's been working the whole time. I had no clue. So I earned 2,246 points, and it lists like 1 common, 3 uncommon, 1 rare, and 2 heroic. I don't know what any of that means. I wasn't aware I was earning these. And apparently, much like with Xbox, you earn credit, and I looked into it. With this 2,200 points, I think it's like $5 to $10 I can get of PlayStation credit. If you save it for years and years, you can actually have a significant amount. For example, for Modern Warfare 3 this year, I dumped all of my Xbox points into it, and I saved like $30 to $40. I got like $30 or $35 credit off the game. So it's just something you can do. But dude, it takes forever. Think about it. Me, I'm a full-time gamer. I spent over 300 hours on my PlayStation 5, and I earned like $10 of credit this year. So how many years do you have to save this damn thing to actually have it be something considerate or something significant is what I meant to say. Pretty ridiculous, right? Anyway, so there you go. It's 1,250 points for $5, so 5,000 points for 20. Okay, yeah, so this is about 10. It's just under 10. Got it. Thank you, Joe Law. All right, so that's my PlayStation roundup for the year. Now let's switch over to Xbox. Okay, so here's my highlights. Now remember, it said I played 330 hours or something like that on PlayStation. On Xbox, I played, listen to this, 914 hours of gaming on Xbox this year. Woo! So basically 3 times more played on my Xbox than I played on my PlayStation. Now you might say, why? Well, there's 2 primary reasons. Number 1, I like the Xbox controller more than I like the PlayStation controller. This controller just feels more natural in my hands, and because there's no battery inside, it's lighter. So I like this controller, so if I have a choice, I always would play on the controller I like better. But in addition, I get surround sound out of my Xbox. I don't get surround sound out of PS5 because they removed dual audio output capability on PS5. They actually just took it out for no reason. So when I play PS5, I got to hear stereo just like you. Now I have workarounds. For example, I have this very old Astro receiver unit, which is from my old Astro headphones. And I use this receiver unit in order to get audio out of my TV, and it's simulated surround. Simulated, meaning it kind of makes it sound like surround, but it's not great. But on Xbox, I get true surround just by plugging my headphones into the controller. And it sounds much better. Like the other day, I accidentally had left the headphones plugged into this receiver instead of the Xbox controller when I went to play RoboCop, and I was like, doesn't sound right. It sounds washed out. And I just unplugged it, plugged it in, and it sounded amazing. And I'm like, wow, Sony really dropped the ball with a lot of things this year. I don't know why. Or not this year, this gen, I should say. They really did. Like, removing features from your console is the most ass-backward thing you could do. You're supposed to be adding with the new gen, not removing. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, continuing on. I played 33 total games on my Xbox this year, as opposed to, what was it, 13 on PlayStation? I accrued 9,825 gamer score points over 551 achievements. Okay? Reward points, over 12,000 reward points accrued. That's, again, what I just said, the reward system where you can redeem that for credit. The top gameplay month was February. February. What did we do in February? Anyone remember? I don't remember what would have been the top game that we played in February. I thought it would have been June because of Street Fighter 6, but apparently not. Apparently we played more in February, and I don't know what it was that we were doing in February that took up all of our time. But that was my biggest gameplay month. Hogwarts Legacy. Man, I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Anyway, let's continue. Top genres. 39% action-adventure, 31% role-playing, 19% fighting, and 11% shooter. Okay? Here's how you stock up with other players. I'm in the top 5% of overall players for hours played. I'm in the top 5% of players for gamer score obtained. And I'm in the top 5% of achievements unlocked. I would be wondering, who the hell played more than me? I'm literally a full-time gamer, but I guess, what if you were only an Xbox gamer? What if literally all you played was Xbox? Then I guess it makes sense. If you're a hardcore gamer and you only play Xbox, you'd have more hours. Like, imagine if I took the other 100 and so hours from my PS5 and we slapped that onto the Xbox hours. Maybe I'd be in, like, the top 2%, right? So there you go. So, my top 2 games of the year. Well, I'll just go through. Actually, it's top 3. So, no. See, the stat's weird, and the reason I say that is because the stat is split. Technically, this might not be correct, but maybe it is. It says third place is Call of Duty, okay, for the year. But if you think about it, that would include Warzone 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer that I only played in January and February, and it's not including the time that I played in November or December last year. But it's I don't know if that's including Modern Warfare 3, because technically you're aware Modern Warfare 2 and 3 are the same game, and I don't know if this system counts them as the same game or not. It's weird. I think it might actually count them as the same game. Because remember, I've been playing multiplayer now for a month, and I just started Warzone. So it basically says Call of Duty is my number 3rd played game of the year. All right. Number 2 was Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion at 86 hours played. And it says I was in the top 5% of that game's most active players for the year. That means there was 5% more people who played more than 86 hours of Oblivion this year. Jesus, that's a lot. And by the way, that doesn't make sense. The Oblivion playthrough wasn't 86 hours long, was it? Hold on a second here. The Oblivion playthrough was 82 parts. Holy fuck! I had no idea. I literally didn't even remember that. Wow. It was 82 parts. Holy shit. Well, time flies. I think what it is as soon as Street Fighter came out, I forgot all about the first half of the year. God damn. Okay, so that was number 2. Okay. Number 1 most played game on Xbox. I don't think this is going to be anyone's surprise or shock. Street Fighter 6. 171 hours played. If you add the total number of hours of Street Fighter 6 played between PlayStation and Xbox, it's around 300 hours played of Street Fighter 6 this year. That by far is my most played game of the year. Gamer score 255 points. Achievements 12 out of 43 obtained. I'm in the top 5% of the game's most active players. And that's only on Xbox. Because I also played it on PlayStation. So I wonder if I had merged the two, if I'd be in like even higher than that. I don't know. But certainly I don't play, and that's the funny part. You have to understand something. I do not play nearly as much as pros. Those guys and gals are playing nonstop. Every day they're playing that shit. I would be so bored if I played Street Fighter 6 every day. I really would. I'd be like, I can't take it. But that's how they are. They play every single day. They're traveling to play. They're playing online. They're doing it offline with their friends and their cohorts. And that's just insane. I can't do that shit. You know, I've been there, done that. But even back in the day, I had to take breaks. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't just stand doing it. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm squeezing my exercise ball. I couldn't do it. It drove me nuts just doing that constantly. I needed breaks and things from it. But those people, if I've played 300 hours of Street Fighter 6, no exaggeration, I would guess the top players and content creators for Street Fighter 6 probably played about 1,000 hours of Street Fighter 6 this year in the 6 months the game's been out. And if you do the math, that's like 150 hours a month. I would guarantee you that's correct. Seriously, I would guarantee you that's correct. That's how much they play. And then when you guys are like, oh, you're not hanging with the top players. Dude, are you insane? That's what I mean. Why didn't Phil hit legend rank? That's how you do it. That's literally how much you would have to play and grind to do that. I mean, that's insanity to play that much, to get that good so that you can hit that level. And it's like, for what, too? Because just because you're a top player in Street Fighter 6 doesn't mean that you're set for life. No. I mean, maybe right now you could have a few sponsorships or whatever. But it's kind of short-term gain, short-term success. It's not like this is something you could do forever. That grind will never end, right? That's just insanity. Like, I would never want to live that lifestyle. Ever. I've been there, done that. It's like, hell no. I learned from my past. I would never want to go back to that. More power to those people. I wish them all success. I played enough Street Fighter 6 this year. For me, 300 hours is enough. Okay? Okay. So those are my stats. I mean, I don't think that those stats are very alarming or shocking to anyone, right? Like, I think all of that kind of makes sense. So, interesting. By the way, there's one news story for today. I'll very briefly cover it. It was actually from a few days ago, and I forgot to cover it. So, oh, look, it's DSP News. Alone in the Dark, that horror game that was supposed to come out back in October, right at the same time as Alan Wake 2. The one that stars the actor from Stranger Things, who plays the sheriff. I forgot his name. So that game was delayed until January. Well, that game has been delayed again till March 20th, 2024. But people are actually suspecting it's going to get delayed even more. It just seems like this game may be having some issues. David Harbour's his name? Thank you. David Harbour. Yeah, seems like this game ain't doing so well. You know, originally people thought, oh, they're delaying it to January because they don't want it to compete with Alan Wake 2. No, they delayed it to January because it's all fucked up and it's not done. And, you know, and now we've got a situation where we don't know when this game's going to come out, right? So, I guess we'll see. But that's kind of sad. Like, the game seems like an interesting premise, reviving the Alone in the Dark franchise with actual actors and stuff to give it some credence. Sounds good, but it doesn't sound like the game's doing very well. I guess we'll have to see when it finally comes out if it's any good or not, right? Anyway. Okay, so that's that for today. Let us now jump into shoutouts for those who've contributed. We shall start today on the YouTube side of things with T-Fizz, who became a channel member this morning. Thank you so much, T-Fizz, for the first membership of the day. Get us in the right direction here. Like I said, we were above 650, which was awesome. And then we had like 40 expire overnight. So now we got to like restabilize. We were at like almost 660 last night. And then we lost a bunch. And then we gained a bunch back on the late stream. And then we lost more. It's like, ugh. So let's see if we can restabilize today. Thank you very much there, T-Fizz. Guitar Player also re-upped his membership for 30 months. Thank you for the ongoing support, Guitar Player. I appreciate that. Now, the other day, a weird thing happened. Someone tipped me $5, but the $5 tip got frozen and said it was an e-check. Well, guess what? The e-check cleared this morning. So I'm going to count that for today's stream because I didn't count it for the other stream, and I want to be fair here. This is a person who did contribute. It's not their fault that their tip got frozen as an e-check. We don't know why that happened. They don't know why that happened. So I'm just going to count it for today. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. I received a $3.50 tip from Lady Charisma. I've been enjoying the Baldur's Gate 3 run. CRPGs are a beast of a different kind. There's going to be a lot of growing pains. Since I won't be around for the React show, I'm letting you know I submitted an informative video about emulators. It's a bit long. I felt like you'd be helpful because you now have a mini PC. Okay, sure. We might not watch the whole thing, but that sounds interesting, and I'm sure we will skim through it. Thank you very much, Lady Charisma, for the tip. I appreciate that. Okay. Continuing on, I received a $2.67 tip. So it says, you take Street Fighter way too seriously and way too personally. It's just a game. Just relax and play and have fun. I'm not even sure that's possible. I'm just being honest here. With a game like that, if you played it laid back, I'm not even kidding, you probably wouldn't even react to anything. At least for me, when I play a fighting game, these are the games that my adrenaline starts to get pumping. And when the adrenaline starts to get pumping, it means that I can react better to what's going on in the game. But it also means things like my blood pressure gets up and my temper gets up. Which is why when I'm playing fighting games and things tend to go wrong, I tend to get really angry. That's just always been par for the course for me my entire life that I've played fighting games. I'm being honest here. Now, once you get to a certain skill level in a fighting game, you can do what's called being comfortable and almost coasting through. Meaning, if you feel so comfortable with the knowledge of the game and your reactions and the like, you don't have to really worry as much about stuff, and then you can be a little bit more calm. I would arguably say that in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, that's the game that I feel most comfortable and calm in. I don't really feel nervous about anything. If I play a character, I know what their neutral game is, meaning I know what to do when I'm just standing there and how to react to different situations and different matchups. With Street Fighter 6, I don't know that yet. You know, maybe with Blanca, and I'm learning that with Dalsim, but I just haven't gotten to that point where I feel comfortable and safe playing the game at all times. So it's more of a nerve-wracking game, and it makes me get, again, my adrenaline goes up, and as soon as the adrenaline goes up, my reactions get better, but then also my blood pressure and temperature get worse, you know? So it just kind of goes hand in hand. But it's funny, you're saying, oh, just relax and play. I don't think you've ever played a competitive game. I don't believe that. For you to say that, just relax and play, you can't really be competitive and relax at the same time unless you're like a master. And I'm not a master at any of the games I'm playing right now. So I can't be relaxed. I'll never, and you might, well then don't care. Well then, if your point is don't care, then I just won't play ranked, right? If I don't care, then what's the point, right? The whole point of playing ranked is to win matches, get better, progress in the ranks, get to a level of accomplishment like master, and then get wins there too to improve your game. Or else why are you playing ranked to begin with? I could play casual all day, and I did play 8 hours of casual with Dalsim, and people gave me shit, right? People gave me tons of shit for it. So, yeah, that's literally my take from being someone, by the way, I was part of the competitive fighting game community from the late 90s all the way through like 2007. So you're talking like 7-8 years of experience playing at that level, and I know how it works, and I hear what you're saying. When you watch me play, like today I'm going to play RoboCop. Do you really think I'm going to get upset playing RoboCop? Tonight I'm going to play Like a Dragon. Will I get that upset? Maybe with some of the Coliseum stuff, but for the most part, these are like relaxing, chill streams, and you see a different side of me during those games than you would when I'm playing Street Fighter. When I play Street Fighter, that's when I'm at my most tense, right? My most heightened level of stress trying to play well as Street Fighter. I get it. It feels like a completely different experience, and you guys who are here for the Street Fighter streams are probably like, holy shit, he's so angry. Like last night, no exaggeration, I straight up just cold punched my joystick once. The joystick worked better after I did that. Not that there's logic behind it, but I swear to God, it did. It stopped giving me fake parries that I wasn't doing. But that's what I mean. Like, I get to that level of frustration, and then you'll see that. But I think also, that's one of the good things about me being a variety streamer, is that depending on when you tune in, and depending on what game I'm playing, you get to see different sides of me. You get to see super competitive, angry Phil, but then you come in later in the day and you get to see laid back, relaxed Phil, right? You get to see hyper analytical, absorbing knowledge RPG Baldur's Gate 3 Phil, but then you get to see me react to some funny clips on the internet, and we have a good, relaxing time, right? So that's what I mean. At any moment, when you come to this stream at a different game or a different thing, you see different stuff. I think people like that. And again, one of my keys to my longevity, 15 years on the internet, still relevant, still have an audience that supports me, still making a successful business every day. That's why. That if I was just this one-trick guy, I would have been gone ages ago, right? If I was just playing Street Fighter, if I was just playing RPGs, if I was just a podcaster, I would have been gone ages ago, right? That's my take anyway. Thank you for your tip. Appreciate your feedback. I don't think that being calm and laid back and not really caring about Street Fighter 6 is the way to go about competitive play, unless you guys don't care about the competitive play, in which case I'll just stop playing ranked, and then probably no one would want to see me play the game. I'm just saying. Okay. Lil Shake and Bake with our first super chat of the day. $2 says only 9 more days till Christmas. Let's get festive. Indeed. Yeah, time is flying, right? It's funny because during the summertime, it's hot. It's uncomfortable in here, right? And quite honestly, it's frustrating. I don't like sitting around in air conditioning all day. I don't like having hot-ass afternoons with the sun beating on the wall and stuff like that. But these are definitely times that feel to me like they take forever. No? Do they not? It's time. It feels like, man, we're sitting around. Why is the summer taking so long to go by? Now, it cooled down in October. And then the fall gaming season hit. All these new releases, right? So September, October, November, December. I feel like we're still in October. I do. What happened was in October, we were getting ready for the Halloween event, remember? And then remember what happened? I got sick. And it seems like since then, I lost a week being sick. And since I came back in early November, it seems like time has gone turbo mode. And it's just flying by at a fucking lightning pace in my face. Like, oh my God. Time is just going so goddamn fast right now. And it's Christmas in a little over a week. In 1 week, it's my Christmas marathon. What the hell's going on? You know? Now listen, I love this time of year. We got nice holiday decorations in the house. We listen to holiday music every night. I go out and everything's holiday themed. We're having holiday treats. We got some candy. We got a panettone in the house that we started nibbling on. We're planning out our food for the holiday feast that we're going to have here for Christmas. We got the holiday marathon coming up. I love all this time of year. I just don't want it to go away. Why couldn't this time of year be longer? Give us, instead of 3-4 months of hot-ass, boring fucking summer, give me 3 months of Christmas. Right? That's what I want. I want 3 months of Christmas. 3 months of Christmas. Anyway, one final thing I should say. In regards to my holiday movie reviews that I've been doing over on DSP Reacts, I'll be honest with you guys, I like doing them, but there's really not a very positive response. Like, not many people are watching them. Very few comments on them. Seems like people are just kind of like, don't really care that much. So I may do one more, and that's it. Originally, I was going to do 2 or 3 more, but it's like, if people aren't really responding to it in too much of a positive manner, I'm not going to go crazy trying to do extra work in here to get them done. So I got to think about one more movie that I want to watch for the year. I think 4 in 1 month is good. We've already done National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Gremlins, and most recently Scrooged. So maybe I'll do one more. And I don't know if it'll be a more modern movie. Maybe I'll do a classic. Maybe I'll watch, like, I don't know, It's a Wonderful Life or something. Who knows? I'll think about it, okay? So there'll probably be one more coming. And then that'll be it. And then in January, we'll reassess what I want to watch and review. And likely it won't be holiday-themed stuff. I'll just find some random movies I want to watch and review. Okay? Fair enough? All right. So anyway, probably one more coming. I don't know when. It'll probably be by the end of this week. I'll squeeze it in one night. I'll watch it one of these nights overnight, and then I'll do like a quick movie review for you guys. And that'll be it for those. You know, it seems the response to the Halloween stuff was much better. If you remember, over October, I did the 3 Scream movies. No, 2 Scream movies. Scream 5, Scream 6. The 3 Halloween movies were Halloween. What was it? Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. And then I also did 2 others, Dr. Sleep and Barbarian. I reviewed a lot of horror movies in October. That had a much more positive response. Some of those had like 3 to 4 times as many views as these Christmas ones are getting. So, you know, maybe you guys just like the horror. I don't know. So there you go. I don't know. But anyway, so probably one more coming, just for the record. All right? All right. Continuing on. I have received, hold on one second here. I've received a bunch of spam, that's for sure. 'Tis the season for that shit. This is, you know, for as fun as this season is, my God, it's the season for complete nonsensical spam. You get so much spam email and shit. It's like, oh my God. I received a $25 tip. From 1 Minute Man, who says Baldur's Gate 3 times a week seems reasonable. You're gonna have some progress that way, right? I feel like that. I need to play it that much, right? Now, the Christmas week will be an exception. Probably Christmas week. I don't think we're gonna have time because, I mean, there's 3 days there that are weird. You got Saturday's the marathon, Sunday's React Day with Christmas Eve, and Monday I'm not even streaming, right? But I'll play it Friday, and then I'll probably play it Tuesday. Maybe I'll even play it Wednesday. Maybe I will play it Wednesday. You know, maybe it'll just be the mainstream Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe we'll do that to be sure that I'm making the progress that I want to keep making in the game. Because you're right, if I don't make big progress in the game, it feels like, what's the point? That game is so long, it's like you're just spinning your wheels and getting nowhere unless you're playing it enough, right? So maybe we'll play it all 3 days next week as the daytime stream. Maybe for the night streams, we'll mix it up and do big variety. Like maybe one night we'll do Like a Dragon, one night we'll do Street Fighter 6, and one night we'll do like Modern Warfare or something like that. Maybe we'll give RoboCop a break for next week. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We also got to see how far we get in RoboCop, because remember, after today we'll be like 14 hours in, and then there's another stream of it scheduled for this week, so we'll be like 17 plus hours in, and people are saying the game's only 20 hours long, so maybe we'll be at the end of it at that point, right? Lucky Gremlin, see you later. Lucky Gremlin says they're taking off. All right, see you later, man. See you tonight for the late stream. Sounds good. Okay. Derek is saying, as of February 2023, which it said was my most played month of Xbox, he says, I played Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Space Remake, Like a Dragon Ishin, and Atomic Heart, plus the Super Saturday Bash. The Super Saturday Bash was the Super Bowl event. So that was 5 full games that I all played on Xbox. I guess that would make sense. If I played them all on Xbox, right? I guess the entire month I only played Xbox. Maybe that's why. Maybe other months I balanced, and that was the only month where I solely played on Xbox. I guess that would make sense then. Okay. Cool. All right, so guys, we have a little bit of extra time. If you guys want to toss some questions my way, just some quick Q&A before we begin. Remember, my goals for today is to hit 650 members. We're 11 away, and my goal is to hit the Tier 1 Tips goal, which we're very close, and we haven't even started with gameplay yet. So thank you in advance for any support there. And let's see what else is on your guys' mind. Iron Man the Power says, you're going to try the English dub in Like a Dragon Gaiden? Fuck no, I'm going to do the Japanese because it's good. I'm not going to play the English. No Super Real Vibes says, gotta say this now. I think Ulysses Washington from RoboCop is a lot like Miles Morales from Spider-Man 2. He's currently your partner in crime and his personality overall. I think they were going for almost like a a weird buddy cop thing there. But he doesn't have a big role, right? At least right now, he doesn't seem to. Maybe it'll be more. I don't know. Jex Gaming says, for PS5 alone, I had 1,525 hours played with 1,000 hours in Call of Duty. Oh my god. So, I mean, for me, adding it up, right? It said 300 something on Xbox. No, 900 something on Xbox and 300 something on PlayStation. So that's about 1,300. And then it didn't add in Switch. And this year I did play a few Switch games. Remember Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, probably 2 or 3 more. So probably if you add it up, we probably did play about the same amount then. Only you did an insane amount of multiplayer that I did not play. So there you go. Mario White says, you should review Die Hard. Maybe I will. Maybe I will watch. If I gotta find it, though, I have to search my my movie services. Maybe I will watch Die Hard. I haven't seen it in ages. I know it's a great movie. I remember it. I haven't seen it in ages. And maybe it'll be fun to throw that in because it's not a traditional Christmas movie, right? All right, I'll think about it. Derek hopes I review Elf. That I know I have. That's on Max. That's on Max. Joel Lost says, I think you'll enjoy Tekken 8 a lot. Based on my hands-on session, it seems like the game will be a hit. Tekken Ball is returning. Different modes to mess around in. Yeah, I hope it does have like a story, but also some other things to do outside of just grinding competitively. That would be nice. I guess we'll see. Because typically the stories aren't that long in Tekken games, right? They're just not that lengthy. So, we'll see. Keep in mind, I do have to finish the Street Fighter 6 story at some point. We really should squeeze that in at some point and finish it. Do like a major stream event and wrap it up because I put so much time into it. It would really be a shame to not finish it, right? We're at like 18 hours or something. We got to finish it. No Real Vibes. No, I'm not going to stop playing RoboCop. We're going to finish it. We're going to play it twice this week. So we'll be around 17 hours in and we'll be near the end. So we're going to beat it. It's just like maybe next week we won't, but maybe it'll come back that first week of January and we'll wrap it up or whatever. You know, we're definitely beating the game. Don't worry. It's a really good game. It's just, I understand people's desire to keep the momentum going with Baldur's Gate 3. They don't want to see the game stumble and have a week where I only play it like once or twice. They like that momentum I'm making. And as long as people show up, engage, support, and we keep that going, that positive vibe, I'm totally okay with that. My schedule says Monday the 20th of December instead of Wednesday the 20th of December. Which schedule? Saturday, December 16th, RoboCop. Okay, are you talking about the overnight schedule that I post up? Must be a typo. Hold on. Oh, you're right. Got it. Perfect. Done. Fixed. Thank you for telling me. Love it when you guys help me out with that stuff because I'm only human and I make silly mistakes and I don't get a lot of direct comments and things about that stuff. Like you guys tell me on the streams. It's perfect. Fixed it. Walter Moss says, I finished RoboCop a couple nights ago. Thanks for playing it. I may have passed up the game otherwise. I love the game overall. I'm glad to hear that. That's what I'm here for, man. And thank you guys for suggesting it. That's how it works. I missed it. You suggested it. I try it. I like it. Other people see that. Now they try it. They like it. And you pay it forward, right? That's what it's all about. Cool. I'm also excited for the Christmas marathon, Derek. I think it's gonna be a lot of stuff in one day, but at the same time, it's gonna be a very fun day to do all that stuff. I'm very much looking forward to the gaming schedule because I have not looked at the actual released lists for ages. I don't know what's coming out. I really don't. And it's going to be fun to sit down and look at the timing and perspective and everything and try to figure that stuff out. So, excuse me. Ooh. The sexy Santa suit. I don't have a sexy Santa suit. I had a Santa suit many years ago, but it was a very old one that my father gave to me. Okay? And it's kind of not good quality and falling apart. And I don't even think I have it anymore. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it when I moved. I'm pretty sure I don't have a Santa suit anymore. But I have like 4 to 5 Christmas sweaters. If I remember, I have a dragon. I have Santa saying, like, let's get effing merry or something like that. I have kitties decorating a Christmas tree. I have another one with a bunch of cats and a bunch of Christmas lights. I think, okay, so maybe I have 4. I'm trying to remember. Did I buy another one? I know I have at least 4. I'll have to check. No, I don't have a year in review for Nintendo Switch. I'm not aware that there is one. If there is one, I didn't do it. Derek, that's right. Just, Derek, please save that link for your Halloween tier maker. We can easily use it next year. The thing is that I saved it, but by next year, all my emails will be so fucking clouded and inundated, I probably won't be able to find it in all of them. So if you save that link and just send it to me next year, we could easily use that for next year's Halloween marathon. Same thing. I now have a Halloween costume for next year's Halloween. It's a great costume. I really want to wear it. So we're doing, I guess next Halloween, we're set. Because we didn't do it this year. We're set for next year. All right. Joe Loft says, only the first 3 months of 2024 are filled with lots of releases. I can imagine you'll want to play Rise of the Ronin, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Alone in the Dark in March. That sounds good. That sounds like a good lineup. Mm-hmm. Do I think there'll be a future God of War game with Atreus being a full-grown man? Yes, but it won't be God of War, because he's not the God of War. It'll be called something different. Maybe it'll be called like Loki or something like that, which would be cool, actually, to have his franchise going while Kratos has his own storyline going, and then sometimes they intersect. That would be really neat. What makes you still a good age for your parents giving you a Christmas, but not your parents giving you toys because those should go together? I have no idea what that means. BITW awesome. It sounds like you left out a few words there. The God of Mischief. God of War and God of Mischief. Yeah, I know. Isn't it weird? There used to be, like, January used to be the deadest month of the year for game releases, for sure. It was. Every year it was like, end of December, early January, there's nothing going on, so you have to do filler content. And sometimes it was a struggle to have enough content that time of year. Now it's, like, busy, right? Like, this year, there's good stuff coming out in January, February, March. There's good stuff. The one time of year that's still dead is summer. This year was a little bit of an exception because we had Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16. But usually summer's dead, dead, dead. And I wonder if this will be another dead summer. I guess we'll see. All right. Your birthday's next month? That's cool. January birthdays sound fine. I can't imagine people who have Christmas birthdays. That's the worst, right? Can you imagine having a Christmas birthday? Oh, that's bullshit. Joel Loft says, I remember the dead periods in gaming 15 years ago, but ever since 10 years ago, it's been changing slowly and surely. Now there's tons of great games all year round. All right. All right. I think it's time to end the snow stopped for a second. I think it's time to end the show. I want to say thank you all. It's been a great podcast. Sorry for the bathroom break, but I had a good time. I hope you did too. Tomorrow is React Day. Our one day a week where we do the React show, but also I will be doing a late stream tomorrow of Call of Duty, which will definitely mix things up. So final reminder, if you're a member over on DSP Reacts, please post up your clips for tomorrow. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me here today. This was a great show. I really enjoyed it. And I wish you all happy holidays. Have a good day. If you join me for the gameplay, great. But if not, I hope to see you all tomorrow for another fun and festive Level 1 podcast.